I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay, so this is the video I wasn't expecting to be filming. I have decided to shave my head. It's not the kind of video that I would normally film or upload here, but I wanted to take you on this journey with me because there are some significant reasons for why I'm doing this. I've been thinking about it for quite some time. I have just decided, especially after yesterday's masterclass that I held, that I just want to share more of my own journey with you. I got really good feedback when I would share some of my own manifestation stories because, you know, people can relate and people might not be able to relate with shaving their head, but people can relate to the internal stuff that's going on, right? To the fears that are going on in somebody's life, the desires. And one of my big intentions with my work is to show you that you are not alone. We all have very different circumstances most of the time, but the emotional experiences are pretty much the same for all of us. And I am not immune to fears. I am not immune to pain. In fact, I went through a big heartbreak earlier this year. Some of you may know this, and it's been absolutely transformative, and it's brought me closer to myself and closer to my true desires. Ever since the beginning of the year, I got the calling to cut off all my hair. And I couldn't really make sense of why at first, but the calling got really loud over the last few weeks, over the last month or so. It became clear to me that whilst I've overcome a lot of my fears, I'm not really afraid of rejection anymore, which was a big fear of mine. I'm not really afraid of abandonment anymore, which also used to be a big fear of mine, and it used to be reflected in my relationships a lot. It used to be reflected in my reality a lot, the circumstances I would attract, the states I would find myself in, and consequently the reality I would find myself in. But one of the fears that I realized I was still feeling a lot of the time is a fear of judgment, a fear of other people's opinion of me. And it made me realize that I don't always fully show up as my authentic self because of that. Not consciously, not because I want to pretend to be somebody else, but very much unconsciously, I would sometimes embody an identity and act from an identity that was not really me. And the reason this is important is because I want to be my authentic self, because I want to be seen for who I really am. I want to be loved for who I really am. I don't want to be liked by everybody. I want to be loved by the right people for my true self. And I'm sure some of you can relate to this, especially those of you who are desiring to manifest relationships or new connections or new friendships, that sometimes we try to be liked by everyone and we try to make that mean something about our worth. We think that, you know, if we get this validation from outside of ourselves, then that means that we're worthy, then that means that we're lovable. But truly, going deep into your heart and going deep into what you really desire, it's not about being liked by everyone. You just want to be loved for who you really are. You don't want to have to be somebody else. I realized that I had this fear of judgment from other people. And on top of that, I had been through a big process of letting go over the whole of the past year, starting with a friendship breakup, an ending of a friendship. And I think friendship breakups are not talked about enough. They're like hard. They're hardcore. They're worse than relationship breakups sometimes. And then I went through a relationship breakup. I went through facing my worst fears. So all of that happened in like the time span of the last 12 months or maybe even less. I feel like shaving my head is just symbolic for letting all of this go, for learning to love myself, for my authentic self, for who I really am. You know, not hiding myself, not hiding behind my hair, not hiding behind how other people perceive me, not hiding behind any identity that I've built up over the course of my life, consciously or unconsciously, but really getting back to the root of who I am. And there's also an element of, learning to find myself beautiful in all shapes and forms, because we can cling on to things like youth or, different physical appearances or how it's always been. But the fact is, everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent, and everything will fade away, pass away at some point in our lives or after our lives. And I just want to love myself fully in all of who I am. And I want to be confident no matter what other people say. I want to feel worthy no matter what other people say. I want to feel lovable no matter what people think of me. And I want to feel feminine no matter what I look like. I don't want my femininity to be defined by my physical appearance, but by the energy that I live from, that I embody, and how I identify. And I've been having a deep desire for freedom, for liberation. And what better way to do this than to let the old go, to let go of what has been with me for, this is probably like 3 years. Yeah, I would say this is 3 years. When I was thinking about doing this, I realized that the only thing that was holding me back was related to other people. What other people would say, what other people would think, what impact this may have on my business. I realized that if I was completely alone, the only person on the planet, and I had a set of clippers and I had the option to shave my head, I would do it. If there was no one around me to have an opinion, I would do it. I wouldn't even hesitate. I wouldn't even blink. So when I realized that all that was holding me back was a fear of judgment, a fear of what other people would say, and I knew it was time. It's also a good time because my hair is not in the best condition after bleaching it for over a year or more. If I want to do it at some point, I better do it now. Time for a fresh start, time for a new beginning, time for a rebirth. Yeah. We're doing this. If you're watching this, I've done it, because I'm not going to upload this unless I actually do it. I want to take my power back, and I want to live life on my own terms, and I want to be free to do what I want to do. I want to be free to do my work the way I want to do it too. I want to be able to upload videos like this where I take you on a journey with me, where it's not all about manifestation. I don't want to be afraid of losing followers or subscribers. I want to call in the people that are fully aligned with me, and I want to do what I want to do and not what others expect me to do. Essentially, everything in life is about manifestation. But, even if you're just here for the manifestation content, this will still be applicable, because we manifest who we are inside of us. And the more we love ourselves, the more we own who we are, the more we meet our most authentic selves, the more this will reflect outward. Life is precious. Life is too precious and too short to let your fears hold you back from doing what you want to do. To let your fears hold you back from your desires. Do what you want to do in life. Just do it. I'm ready to dive into the unknown. I'm ready to liberate myself. Yeah, let's do it. I did it. This is weird. This is the most bizarre thing. But I did it. I did it. I'm gonna turn around so you can actually see what I look like. Oh my god, this is difficult. How do people do this? I just wanted to come on here and speak a little bit about the experience and expand a little bit more on the why I did it and how I feel now. Basically, today is the next day. So this all happened yesterday. And I'm honestly so glad I did it. I feel so liberated and so free. And I gave some of the reasons for why I wanted to do this and why I felt called to do this in the beginning of this video when I still had my hair. But now after doing it, the reasons are even more clear because I did have fears coming up. I was surprisingly chill throughout the process, and I think it was just the adrenaline hit me when I made the first cut. But then after that, I knew there wasn't really a way back, so I just went through with it and I was pretty relaxed about it. And it felt extremely liberating. And it was almost as if I let go, cut off the last, I don't know, maybe 3 years, however long that was, maybe that's 3 years, could be 3 years of my life, and let go of all the things I didn't need anymore, and also let go of an old identity of mine and some of the fears that came up today, this morning even, and even in my dreams last night. Dreams are, by the way, such an excellent way to explore your subconscious. They are literally an expression of your subconscious. I noticed some fears of judgment coming up, especially from men, and especially people I used to be in relationship with, even though I don't want to be with them anymore. There was one person in particular who came up, and it really surprised me, but also not. And it gave me so much liberation. Now I feel like I'm not at the mercy of what other people think of me and how beautiful other people think I am anymore, because now I see me for me. You know, now I look into the mirror, and I will admit the first times I looked into the mirror, I was like, this is not me. Like, this is surreal. This does not feel real. This is like a new persona. And it is a new persona, it is a new identity, but this is also me without any hiding, without anything to run from, without any pretending. This is who I am, this is what I look like, and this is who I love and who I get to love. And I think what I truly, in retrospect, let go of yesterday when I cut all my hair off was the part of me that is looking for other people's approval. The part of me that was still looking for validation, for instant gratification. And I let go of this part of me. I let go of her with love, with compassion, not with resistance. I'm not letting her die just because. I'm letting her go with love. And I'm ready for a new chapter. And I'm ready to embrace this transformation, to embrace my true self. And I already feel a difference. I already felt a difference when I was walking through the streets earlier. This morning, I went to the gym, and it was the first time leaving the house with, you know, my new haircut. And by the way, anyone who might be thinking like, why is she making such a big deal out of this? I feel like especially for women, it is a big deal because a lot of our identity can be wrapped up in our hair, or, you know, society tells us we're supposed to have long hair, we're only beautiful with long hair. And it's also just a process of letting go and releasing, and ego deaths are never easy. It's kind of symbolic, but yes, it's just hair and it's gonna grow back. If I want it to grow back, I might keep this for a while. Yeah, when I left the house and I walked to the gym this morning, I was a bit nervous because I was like, how am I going to feel in public? Especially now I've got makeup on, but I don't wear makeup when I go to the gym because why would I? So I was a bit nervous, but honestly, the moment I left the house, it was like the confidence kicked in. I also feel weirdly a lot more feminine, and I wasn't expecting that. It's been really beautiful. I feel really badass, really sexy, really confident, and a lot more open and a lot more like myself. I think that has very little to do with the haircut itself. I think it has a lot to do with me letting go of some energies that I've been holding on to for longer than I actually wanted to. If you want to take something away for you, then I'm going to tell you to face your shadows, face your fears. It's worth it. Be yourself and love yourself. That's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter what other people think of you. It only matters what you think of you, really, truly. Because the more highly you think of yourself, the more you're going to exude that energy. And people are going to see it anyway. And it's going to reflect back. And your reality is going to reflect back the state that you embody. And lastly, it's safe to let go. Letting go can feel scary, but on the other side of it is freedom. And that's just so liberating. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm sending you so much love. If you have any video requests, any topic requests, let me know in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time.